Lesson number 13, Work and Part 3. In Part 2, students learn about, and we have also learned the formula of work, which is work equals to force into displacement, and its SI unit is joule, in short is J. And we have all, including their relationship between work and energy conversion. Now, so we can understand the whole part. It is an energy an object has because of its position or motion. For example, it comes in potential energy, which is position, and when it moves towards the, it is called motion. Next is potential energy. Potential energy is the stored energy. For example, at the edge, he stops, and that is called potential energy. Next is kinetic energy. It is an energy of objects moving, falling meteors, walking, all have kinetic energy in it. Next is thermal energy. Thermal energy is related to stove, iron, heater, microwave oven, toaster, fireplace, etc. These all have thermal energy in it. Electricity. For example, light bulb, electric heater, electric fan, charging a smartphone, electric vehicle, microwave oven, hair dryer, electric kettle, etc. Next is its Next is nuclear energy. And this is called nuclear energy. We can find it in a volcano, when atom starts vibrating, its nuclear energy starts to explode. We have learned our difficult words. So now look forward to our objectives, in which after completing this part you will is mechanical energy, heat energy, light energy, sound energy, etc. and you can also explain the potential and kinetic energy with their simple examples. Different forms of energy. there are various light, chemical, nuclear, electrical, etc., which comes from the food we eat. And as we know that energy is the ability of a body, whether it is critical or easier, etc. Energy and same as a fan works using electrical energy, which show the other form of energy. And same as a magnet can move iron object because it has magnetic energy. So we can conclude that energy exists in many forms such as mechanical, thermal, nuclear, chemical, electromagnetic, etc. So first we will go energy of motion or the energy of an object that moves. Of showing the mechanical energy. It has two types. First is position. Motion, we can call it kinetic energy. So here are some examples which can differentiate the kinetic energy, like paddling the cycle, it has, and many more like sound energy, radiant energy, etc. Let's take a short Welcome back to our classes. Which one? First is potential energy. It means when a body is raised above the ground, for example, so we can say it has potential energy in it. Energy. Has more potential energy than a lighter one at the same height. Here you can see there are two balls. Both objects are at same height. The heavier object has more potential energy, and we can say that the higher the body is raised, the more potential energy it has. Balls, highest, middle and lowest. Potential energy depends on the weight of the body and the height. And through this, we can conclude the formula of potential energy is weight in. Next is the energy that a body and any object has because of its motion. Like meteors falling. In easy words, if something is moving, it has kinetic energy. A spinning top, we call it lattu, and when it starts moving, but a ceiling fan, when we turn off the fan, it stops moving circularly and stops. Where is it? So it doesn't have kinetic energy in it. But when we turn on the switch, it starts moving. So we can say that it has kinetic energy in it because of its motion. Example, a fast bicycle. Here there is also a visual explanation of this sentence. Also has more energy when it moves. For example, a big stone hurts more than a moving object can do work due to it by doing an activity. And potential and kinetic energy from that. Now we are going to start on top. Keep a matchbox near the slope . The matchbox moves. Now place the matchbox at the same spot again. And the matchbox moves. Because this is happened because the torch cell is heavier than the pencil cell. And small object. Now repeat the experiment by letting the cell roll from a ground. Then the matchbox moves even farther, which shows that it has. We can conclude that as a body comes down from a height, its kinetic energy increases. There is a graphical representation of this on two things. First is mass and second is velocity. Mass, it means the heavier object has more kinetic energy at the same speed. And velocity, it means the faster object has more kinetic energy for the same kinetic energy. In short, we can write it as Ke with the half of mv square, and we can write it same as written on the screen. welcome back to our classes. Now the second form of energy is thermal energy. It is the energy that makes us feel hot and cold. For example, an iron, heater, microwave oven, toaster, etc. These all have thermal energy. In simple words, it is the energy created when atoms and molecules move inside a substance, move and vibrate. The faster they move, the thermal energy the object has, and this depends on whether it is cold or hot. So we can say faster they move, the more thermal energy it has. For example, when something is hotter than your body, like sunlight or a hot object, then heat flows into your body, so you feel hot. So it has thermal energy in it. And same as when something is colder than your body, like ice or cold air and snow, so heat flows out of your body, so you feel cold. And more details about thermal energy will be learned in the lesson 14. Third form of energy is light energy. Light energy is the energy that comes from sources like the sun, bulbs and lamps, etc. Light energy helps us to see objects because light reflects from them into our eyes. If there is no light, we won't be able to see anything. Light energy also helps in plant growth and can be changed into other forms of energy, such as heat and electrical energy. For example, in solar panels. Solar panel helps to plant growth. You will be study more about light energy in lesson 15. Next, fourth form of energy is electrical energy. Electrical energy is the energy we use in daily lives, like flashlight, TV and video games, computer, refrigerator, electric fans, bulb, etc. At light bulbs run fans, pumps, TVs, radios and refrigerators, which helps a lot in its own form. This energy is produced by the movement of charged particles in the object. And more about electrical energy will be learned in lesson 15. A magnet can attract iron objects so it can do work. So we can say it has magnetic energy in it. And you will learn more about magnetic energy in lesson 17. Next form of energy is sound energy. Sound energy is the form of energy that helps us to hear. For example, clapping hands, it produces sound and other person who is not clapping can hear it clearly because it travels from one part to another. But how sound is produced? It is produced when an object starts vibrating. These vibrations travel as waves through a medium like air to our eyes, to our ears, like vibrating object, and it waves towards our ear. More about sound energy will be learned in lesson 18. Next form of energy is nuclear energy. Nuclear energy is the energy stored in the center of an atom. It is a non-conventional, or we can say non-commonly used source of energy. And this energy is used to produce electricity. When the nucleus of heavy items like uranium breaks into smaller parts, a huge amount of energy is released. This process is called a nuclear reaction. We have completed our part. Thank you for paying attention.